You absolute idiot. Oh, that's up to my dick. Oh, I'm in.
Personally, I don't think you're in a good shape now, so I think we should stay here.
Welcome back, everyone, to the straight line mission across England. The most ambitious jaunt of its kind ever attempted, and one that would push this daft git to the very limit of his physical and mental capabilities. You rejoin us 14 miles into the English borderlands, perched at the exact point where civilization meets wild, rugged isolation, the place I'd be spending the next 3 days. Yesterday I managed to sneak, vault, dart and hide my way across what was an unexpectedly busy barrage of farmland, but just as I was about to start celebrating surviving it, the day was marred by a late onslaught of fallen trees. Dangerous and incredibly slow moving, these ghastly swathes of decaying timber, which weren't that big distance-wise but which made up a large proportion of the small forests I went through, were only possible to clamber through because they were quite dry. Not only was day 2 almost entirely made up of forest, but the weather was going to be cold, wet and miserable. If there was anything like this again, the trip would surely meet a premature end.
I honestly don't know if I can do this. Day 2. Let's have it. Wet, rainy, long and crucial, isn't it?
Yep.
I'll put all my energy into it.
The aim today, and it was quite an important one, was to make it to the shores of Kielder Water before nightfall. I definitely didn't want to be anywhere like this in the wet and the dark, so it was either reach the lake or stop on this remote gravel track here. The first flat surface I'd have encountered in nearly 7 miles. There were 2 issues with the latter option though. Firstly, you're not allowed to drive down it, so Ben would probably have to meet me there with all my camping gear, food, water and all the rest. And secondly, because we could only cross Kielder Water at first light, it would effectively add on an entire day to the mission, which would also force me to camp among the trees by the lake shore in 50-mile-an-hour winds, which were forecast for the following night. It's safe to say that for a day that on paper looks pretty boring and monotonous, there was a lot at stake. In a few hours' time, I'd be in the midst of another emotional roller coaster.
That is all I need when I need to ring them.
Right now, I was almost excited to see what the day would bring.
Right, a little bit later than we wanted, but I think I'm all kitted up. Full inventory, plus 12 ankle support bonus, if we're talking RuneScape terms. Into a kilometre of that, nice. Non-stop, and then hopefully the forests today are kind. I'm particularly thinking of the fallen trees.
Is that kind?
That's horrible, but at least it's not dangerous. Yeah. Right, without any further ado, thanks for a brilliant camp. Without you two and Mac the van, Macy, my morale would be crushed at the moment. Right, hood up and let's have it.
Right, good luck mate.
Cheers.
Bye bye.
And with that, I vanished into the trees.
Right, I'm going to get really wet today. Coldness and wetness is going to be a big issue.
This is probably a good time to mention clothing. My trusty ripstop jacket is showerproof, but no match for dripping wet tree branches. Underneath, I had a thermal layer on both top and bottom, and I figured as long as I kept moving, I'd be alright. Ben reckoned I'd be too cold. Later on, you'll discover that he was right. But there was good news for now at least. The going in these adolescent arboles wasn't too tough.
As bad as this is, this could be a lot worse, to be honest.
But it didn't take long for that cold December moisture to wriggle its way onto my toasty torso.
Oh, it's sopping wet. Ugh. Oh, I'm getting drenched, man. Absolutely drenched.
And this is where things could easily become boring for you guys watching at home. Without showing you everything, it's pretty hard to convey any concept of distance or time, and therefore just how brutal these places are. But hopefully this gives you some idea. The clip you're currently watching is precisely 30 seconds long, and in this time I covered precisely 14 meters of the short bushy stuff. I was in here for 32 minutes or 900 meters until it was time to face my next section.
I think it's going to be more twangers now. Watch your eyes sort of territory. This is what today is going to be, guys. Just loads of this shit for miles and miles and miles. Oh, whacked me right in the face.
In the next 700 metre section of short bushy pine, there were all manner of additional obstacles thrown into the mix, including slimy tree stumps, hidden craters and watery ditches, a bombardment of hindrances from almost every angle.
Why are there loads of ditches on my line? Oh, this isn't nice. You've just got to go, it. Go all in, man. We're almost at the end of this bit apparently. It's just, I have no real way of telling what comes after.
But it was good news.
Yes, I will take this. This is really good for today actually. I can do 2 miles an hour across this. Yeah, so far so good. But I am very wet and I'm cold, even though I've been on the move. So what I'm worried about is when I have to stop to drink water and eat, I'm going to get really cold. Coming up in 100 meters is a waypoint I've marked, small river. But that's the other thing with all this rain. A small river becomes a medium sized or big one. Okay, here it is. Okay, it's not too bad actually.
It would have been nice to keep my feet dry today to help keep me warm, but I figured speed was more important.
Here goes. Try and minimalise contact with the water.
I'd covered 2.3 kilometres in the first hour, which was just about ahead of schedule. Next on the menu though, more dense twangers.
This seems to end in 1.2 kilometres. Jolly good.
The plan was not to think, but just to attack and attack some more, no matter what position I ended up in.
I'm on the floor.
After a while, a curious thing happens. You assimilate with your environment and kind of go into machine mode, a meditative state where you almost forget about your permanently craned neck, bent knees and arched back. Refueling breaks, which aren't something I've always got right, were absolutely key. In the Isle of Man race, I spent far too long in the pit stop, but there was no danger of that happening here.
Okay, and I'm moving on. Already feel a bit cold after 3 minutes.
I'd done okay so far, but with such a giant task ahead of me both today and in general, it was a mental game.
Oh, take me up that, please. No, okay, fair enough.
Not only is it more dangerous being on your own on an expedition like this, but it's a hell of a lot harder to keep morale up.
We'll stop, have an almond bar and a date bar, that'd be good. Yeah. Hello. Yeah, I couldn't tell on the map, but these trees are a lot bigger, which is fine unless they're horizontal, like those ones. So at any moment now could be the moment in this mission where I have to deviate a considerable amount. This is fingers crossed now, guys, big time. Stay like this and I will f***ing marry you all. All the trees. I know you're not gonna though, I just know it.
But rather reassuringly, on this occasion, they did.
This is it, isn't it? This is the edge. This is the guitarist from U2. Whoa, yes.
My short stint in the open air didn't last too long though, of course.
Next up, we've got 600 metres of this. F*** off. Yes, you're cold, Tom, yes. You're wet and cold. That's what you are, so just get used to it. You will be warm and dry later. Warm and dry. And then wet and cold again the next day. But don't think about that. We've got Heather in the mix. Hello Heather, how are you? How's Alan?
600 metres and 22 minutes later, the final pre-moorland section loomed.
Okay, here's the big trees. Now we've got 2k of this. This is such a challenging day, man. This is where we're going to get the fallen trees, isn't it? I just know it. It's only a matter of time. It doesn't look good, does it? And that's an overhang. I'm going to try my best, guys. I'm in no mood to give up. I can assure you of that.
Pretty much straight away in this forest, things were looking pretty messy. And just as predicted, it was incredibly slippy.
Whoa! Oh! And there you have it. I was totally not in control then. I can't risk that happening when I'm high up in the air. Not a chance. I'm not touching that. I'm going round to the left. It's going to be a case of weaving, whoa, and falling down holes. Ducking, falling again down a hole, and yeah, just going round. Hopefully not more than 25 or 50 metres.
To my delight though, the bad patches weren't huge and I was able to continue weaving in and around them, deviating no more than 17 metres, making ground and keeping myself warm in the process, all the way up to this clearing.
Okay, the rain is coming down a bit now as we leave that log strewn place and head into our next one. First though, just as we cross this little babbling stream, we also cross the quarterway point. Can never work out whether that's a good thing or not. I think that's a good thing.
But if that wasn't a good enough thing, the second half of this final forest section before the moors definitely was. It had plenty of space and minimal blockages, giving me more precious time and warmth.
I'm absolutely buzzing. What a difference each little thing makes.
Except I was f***ing freezing. I didn't realise it at the time, but I'd actually climbed to over 400 metres above sea level, and my soaking clothes and boots were not only weighing me down, but acting as a sort of overpowered cooling system that I could no longer dial down.
There's the light.
Before I tackled the moors, it was very important that I refueled, and this really did have to be a quick one.
Okay, quick time, quick time. Trouble is, I'm struggling to use my hands. These gloves, not the most insulating, it turns out. Alright, what we having? Pan of chocolate, beef jerky to nibble on, and yeah, licorice all sorts, man.
A few body temperature depleting gulps of water later, and I was ready to go. However, another problem was brewing.
Oh shit, that's not good. Messages haven't sent. Hopefully they can see me on the Strava beacon.
This problem would soon balloon into something awful. For now though, it was on to the sunny moors.
Shit man, look at this. This is sleet as well, this isn't rain. How zapping will this be? Okay, maybe it's not going to be terrible. At least I can move faster than today's required average speed.
There was just over a mile of this to traverse, which in theory was great, but it was very exposed and cold.
It's snowing, basically. No wonder I'm freezing.
And as I summited the crest of the hill, the winds picked up even more.
This isn't good. My hands are absolutely freezing. I didn't anticipate that the wind would be against me and blowing snowflakes in my face. And I can't message the guys, the messages aren't sending.
Bad phone signal means that communication can be very tricky in these mountainous areas, something I know all too well.
Did she get my texts? Please be verity.
These days I carry a satellite GPS that can text from anywhere, preventing such scenarios. At this point there was nothing to really be worried about, but I thought I'd just try my phone to check if my Strava beacon was still on, or better still, see if I had some signal to call them. That's when, even though the straight line mission gods knew I couldn't really move my fingers, I was thrown a curveball.
What the f***? iPhone unavailable. Why the f would it do that? That is all I need when I need to ring them.
At first I thought I'd been hacked or something, but then I figured that my warm, wet chest must have been trying to access the phone which was in this pocket, resulting in a lengthy lock. I was making decent ground on the moor, but the potential implications of this issue was starting to worry me.
If my phone has done some weird lockout thing, that means Strava beacon probably isn't working. These messages aren't working, so they're going to think the worst. They're going to be quite worried, and we don't want that. My hands seem to have warmed up slightly though. That's the main thing.
As the trees of the second, mostly downhill half of the day emerged, I was surprisingly keen to get amongst them. I could only pray that they weren't log-strewn.
Here we go. Yes, yes, yes. Oh yes, make it a good one.
And it was a good one for the most part. Wet, holy, and again, testing at times.
I think I'm just going to do tenner in my pocket from now on.
But overall, pretty clear. I pulled my phone out every 10 minutes or so to see if I was allowed back in. But before my time in the Apple Gulag was up, I received word from Verity.
Oh, brilliant. Just got signal again. Oh, good. So they're driving the long way round, which I've seen on the map is hopefully possible. But the great news is they're not stressing out. They don't think I'm dead. And we'll all be meeting up soon. Oh, potentially in a dry van. Oh, let's hope they make it there. That would be incredible.
But no sooner had I allowed myself to dream of deafening van blowers.
Oh, what do I do? Oh, I can't go that way. It's too dangerous. So right at the end of this forest, it looks like I've got to deviate potentially 50 metres.
Thankfully, there was a route around to the right that didn't force me to do any real climbing, but it came at a cost.
How much am I out there? Quite some way.
This deviation took me 54 metres from the line and into the silver zone. A sad place which I hadn't entered since Wales attempt 2 with Greg.
Here we are, I'm on the other side of it now. It's just not worth it, is it?
But as disappointing as that was, I'd already made peace with the fact that it was inevitable. There were bound to be a load more of these places. All I could do was hope that, like this one, there were more reasonable routes around them. Silver was still success, but it's getting dangerously close to failure.
No, Tom. Don't go on there. Definitely don't go on there, Tom. The big ones end in dramatic Jurassic fashion, and just like that, the small wretched ones begin. Okay. Man, what a wretched place. Look at that. Look at that. The whole first layer just uprooted. Mental. A wall of soil and roots.
But it didn't look much better on the opposite side.
Look at this now. I physically don't know if I can get through that if it stays like this. Oh my god. Down in a hole. Why are they so tightly packed? There's one every foot in here. Come on, open up. You've got to open up a bit.
Thankfully, it didn't stay that jam-packed all the time.
That's it, that's it. Loosen out.
But it was enough to seriously dampen my spirits.
Well, I don't know how long this is going to take me. I've got a mile of this. Get me to that van, man. Well, that's if they've even been able to drive up there. Oh, don't expect the van, Tom. Expect nothing.
The problem was, because I was hardly moving, my body temperature had dropped again.
I'm shivering. And the wind's blowing.
But, like so many times before, things were about to get a whole lot worse.
You absolute idiot. Where's your phone? It's come out your pocket, hasn't it? Of course it has. You cannot be serious, Tom. Idiot! Now I've got to race to the car because they're gonna think something's happened to me. Zip your pocket up! I'm never going to get that phone back. Absolutely no chance. I don't think I could be in a more remote spot in the entire country.
Yep, at some point between the last time I checked my phone to see how long I had left before I could use it and the moment I realised it was gone, it had dropped out of my front pocket. Probably whilst clambering through all this stuff. As my mom will tell you, I have a bit of a history of losing things. I thought I'd improved in recent years, but evidently I hadn't, and that made me quite angry.
You.
But for those who get a kick out of my misery and misfortune, here's some more.
This is absolutely horrendous now. The ground is covered in holes and slippery old logs. Above ground is some of the densest tree. I'm moving at such a slow rate here. This meeting point I might not even be able to dry off, and if I can't dry off I'll only be able to stand there for 5 minutes, and then I've got 4 more miles to do. 4 miles, and then I've got to camp in a tent. Am I mentally strong? I don't feel it at the moment.
The welcome sight of a clearing in the trees did its best to ease my whinging.
It's snowing again, man.
But then it was back into the thick stuff where I just ploughed on, prayed for the van, and tried my best to stay upright.
Look at the holes in the ground, and I've fallen in one.
After 10 more football pitches of the bushy stuff, a pleasantly unexpected section of medium-sized trees led me down to the edge of an old quarry where finally I could see the meeting spot. But there was no point in celebrating yet.
I don't see the van. Hello? I don't even know if Ben will be there. Could be no one there. That's a terrifying thought. I'll just have to carry on.
But then, a sight sent from the heavens.
That could be them. Well, it has to be. Whoever it is, I'm getting in. Oh, what a sight. What a sight. Freezing.
Told you it'd be cold.
In the van, I got to work warming up and we discussed our options.
Or we could stay in here.
Or we can stay here.
And then just
So tempted to stay here, but by the way, don't shout at me, but I've lost my phone.
And you?
That's why you haven't seen my Strava beacon move in the last mile.
Wouldn't we therefore
That's
be
the
able to
last
see
one.
where it is?
Yeah, but there's no way we're ever getting that back.
I was still very much on schedule and I was keen to continue, but Verity had some reservations.
Personally, I don't think you're in a good shape now. So I think we should stay here. But
then what was the knock on?
The knock-on effect is
An extra day.
it's an extra day, so you only get to camp 2 by
But we
tomorrow.
also have to then camp 50 mile an hour winds tomorrow.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. Yeah. 4 hours of light.
I've got 4 hours, so if I was to warm up in here for an hour, not dry off, just warm up, smash that last 3 miles, then we camp down by the lake.
Yeah.
My body may have been farcically frosty, but my mind was made up. I was going to smash it out today and stick to our ambitious schedule. All I needed to do was get the blood flowing, get some not so good grub down me, stick an extra layer on, and I was ready to rock.
Oh yeah! Ha! Hoo hoo hoo! Hoo hoo hoo! Ha ha ha! Get on! Oh! Wretched cloth. That pot noodle's going to come back up. Right.
3 hours.
Okay.
See you soon.
Yeah.
See you
Good luck,
soon.
man.
See you in a bit.
Keep focused.
Come on! Here we go. It's just 3.5 miles. 3.5. Wretched, wretched, wretched miles.
Thinking of sunny beaches and cosy pubs, I infiltrated the trees once again. If nothing else, this final downhill chapter promised to be slightly more interesting as it cut its way down the meandering valley of a small river called Lewis Burn. This would give me regular breaks from the slow torment of the trees, but with all this rain, the river, which I would have to cross no less than 5 times, could be an issue in of itself. 10 minutes in, it was time to test the water.
Yeah, it's not shallow. Maybe I can get over to there though. Oh, yes.
Crossing 1 was a good one, except the fact I didn't need to do it.
I'm going to be crossing it again, aren't I? Back over we go. Yeah, it does widen. Oh, this is where two rivers meet. I love this shit. And that one is bigger, and that's why it widens. Oh, there we go. Beautiful, beautiful spot.
I then entered another big section of medium height pine where I was beginning to tire.
How can I walk when my legs are burning? Oh, Roger Taylor on a snowy day. Hell, I feel sick, man. Is it the pot noodle M&M's combo? Or is it the near hypothermia, the exertion? Or a mix of all four?
And after another 10 football pitches worth of unpleasant pine, I was rewarded with a striking view of the now pretty girthy river.
Oh, it's really steep. Oh, there we go on my arse.
As well as a raging torrent though, this remote valley was home to quite a few steep gradients, including a couple I'd earmarked with the help of our good friend Omar the Gradient Guy as potentially dangerous ones. All of a sudden, I found myself at the first one.
Let's check it out. Can't be that bad, can it? Yeah, it's steep, but I think it's doable. And it'll warm me up. Get the blood pumping. That's quite... Oh! Yeah, there's a big rock there.
But with a little shimmy to the right, I was up.
And we're up. Reminds me of Norway.
Fallen trees was the worry in this next section, but for whatever reason, the dreaded domino effect we'd seen yesterday hadn't took hold here either. And just like this morning, I was able to find safe ways through. And it was a good job too, because my body temp was quite low again and mistakes were being made on some pretty simple obstacles.
Round the back here. F***ing hell.
I may have been at the complete mercy of the trees today, but somehow I was surviving. And while Ben and Verity were stashing the kayak down at the lake shore ready for tomorrow morning's crossing, I was approaching my next couple of river crossings.
Okay, this one shouldn't be too bad. Oh, some power behind that. Yeah, and it's pretty deep too. I'm just getting wet, aren't I? Simple as that. There we go. No time wasted. Second crossing. Right, back over again. Oh. Oh. Oh, job done.
The next section of forest was so clear that I was able to jog through it at times and not be sick. But where there's a win, there's usually a loss, and this time it was the river's turn to deal some damage.
Oh, shit. That doesn't look great there. That's steep. I'll have to head... Oh, I don't know. I'll have to head over there, yeah. Right. Oh, that's deep. Look at that. Oh, shit. Oh, that's up to my dick. Oh, I'm in. Oh, no. Oh, shit. That was up to my chest, guys. That is not great. It's not great, is it? Jesus Christ, Tom. It looked deep, but what are the odds? Needless to say, that was cold as well.
Me and my suddenly much heavier load really could have done with another favourable forest now, but that was asking a bit much.
Oh, this is a massive patch.
I was still on schedule to reach the lake by dark, but time was ticking on now, and this was exactly the kind of place I'd been dreading coming across.
I honestly don't know if I can do this.
But the line actually went slightly more left than I initially thought.
Okay, could be a route here.
And miraculously, the edge of the worst of it was no more than 15 metres off course. Once again, I was able to duck, dive and vault my way through it.
Oh, and I have got to cross that river again. Good stuff. Oh, Jesus. Oh my God, look at that bridge. Well, that's like 10 metres off my line. I've got to go over that bridge.
As deep as it looked, I probably would have gone through the river had my body temp not dropped worryingly low again.
Check that out, man. That must be an ancient little bridge. Gorgeous.
The deviation was a little bit more than I thought, but staying safe and warm was a smart move, because the day was far from over.
It's like a boulder field covered in heather and moss. That for a drop. Foot went down a hole. There's loads of holes. I think I'm up against it time-wise now. I'm worried it's going to get dark.
Despite my bulging ETA, it was important that I stayed patient here. Easier said than done when you find yourself climbing a vertical wall of heather that resembles something from a bad dream.
Grab on! Look at me, man, this is ridiculous.
Coming up next, though, a section of trees that would not only test my patience, but make me question what I was even doing here.
Oh God, this is going to be horrendous, guys. This looks like the worst height possible. Oh, these are a different type of tree as well. Oh my God. Honestly, man, it's moments like this where I think, why am I doing this? I can't believe I'm doing this. It's so hard and so long. It's beggars belief that I decided to do it.
But it's in moments like this that you have no choice but to quite literally force yourself to be positive.
Come on, Tom. You got this, buddy. Bit of pine. No problem. No problem at all, mate. You'll be there in no time, son.
Without that crucial pep talk drowning out the negative thoughts, I don't know how I would have coped with the bombardment of dead ends that ensued.
Nowhere, mate. We've got to pick a way, you can't stop. Up there, is it? Okay. Okay. Go for it, mate, go for it.
Again, it's hard to convey what 450 metres of this forest feels like, so here's 10 metres of it. Times that by 45, and what do you know? We're out the other side, looking at the enticing skyline of the next section.
Get me to that end. Look at this, man. Fallen tree galore in here. I bet you. And look how tall the trees are. Me, man, out of the frying pan into the friggin' fire.
It would eventually sink in that on this mission, a horizon of tall trees was not necessarily a good thing, but today, yet again, it proved to be one.
Moving fairly quick. Just over a mile to the camp and to the lake shore. So, maybe we can do this, man. Gotta run when I can. Got to. You can already see it's starting to dim. Yes, yes, yes. This is good meterage.
In my head, there was plenty more forest to get through, but then things started to open up.
Oh, yes. I don't want to speak too soon, but it looks like this next section is pretty bare. Oh, that's changed everything. Pretty much home and dry now, to be honest. And we're just about to see the lake, I imagine. Yep, there it is. Hopefully not too choppy in the morning. That'd be lovely.
For the first time today, I could finally relax and enjoy myself and the final few hurdles that I was passing through.
What are they in aid of?
It dawned on me just how much the landscape is transformed by the forestry industry in these vast wood farms. You are technically in nature, but it can feel pretty alien-like. With 400 metres to go, I hit the final slither of woodland before the main road and the lake shore. Yes, there were more fallen trees, but you've guessed it, I was able to clamber my way through once more.
We might be alright here, you know. A lot of it's been cleared actually. We go under, and we go over, and we go round, and we trip up.
Despite the lovely lakeside setting, there was actually still a bit of uncertainty about exactly where I was going to sleep that night. But then I received a text from Verity outlining a new plan to park up on this loggers road, which was apparently accessible to the public. I accidentally walked past that and found myself at the main road, but would you believe it?
Is that them? Yeah, that's them. Yo! Verity! Verity! Did that forestry van boot you off? But are you doing the tent or are we doing the park thing?
Well, this is still open here.
Oh, there was a no camping sign, the team explained, so we could be asked to leave, in which case I'd have to go and set up camp on the trail. But it was definitely worth a shot, especially with how cold, wet and exhausted I was.
Right, I'm going back. Going back up to that road. Oh, I'm bloody cold now.
I hadn't seen any logging activity thus far on the trip until I returned to the gravel track.
Oof. No. Forestry workers.
But a friendly flash indicated that all was well.
Good job, man.
Mate,
How was that last section? Grim.
not very nice, man.
For those who are maybe new to these adventures, when I clock off for the day, I am free to walk around camp, collect firewood, etc. 50 metres from the line has been my general rule for a while. In this case, we're in the van, obviously, but because I've already deviated 55 metres, we felt that it was acceptable to park up and sleep here. Sleep was a wonderful thought, so was food, but first there was a lot to celebrate.
Day 2 finished.
Day 2's finished. That might be the hardest day of missioning I've ever done. It's wretched, man. Drives you mad.
What time is it now? 5 o'clock?
5 o'clock. Well, we got here, that was our goal.
That was the
That
goal.
was our goal. Still on target.
Still on
Incredible,
target, yeah.
really. When I think of some of the seas of fallen logs I've been through.
And you're okay.
I'm okay. Yeah, I haven't had any.
Injuries or...
No,
Yeah.
my ankle's still fine.
You have lost your phone though.
Yeah, but phones can be replaced.
The good news is, I checked the forecast for tomorrow. Yes, it's going to be drizzling in the morning, probably when we hit the lake. But by 9 o'clock, it says it's going to be sunny for the rest of the day.
That's great, mate. That is.
So
It's
at
a
least-
real
yeah.
uplift.
Yeah, so you shouldn't end tomorrow wet, essentially.
That's brilliant.
And that just about sums up the mood at the end of day 2. Really tough and not without its curveballs and deviations, but all things considered, a roaring success. Join us next week when we attempt to cross the lake before sunrise and basically do it all again. 10 more miles of predominantly forest with an equally tight schedule, plenty more suffering and action, and the constant threat of log-fueled deviations.
Full speed ahead, Mr. Wilson! This is a real low point, all of a sudden. What the is this? I never imagined in my wildest dreams that anything could be this bad. Ben! And this is going to be really fast flowing, isn't it? Will this sweep me away? Ooh.